that 50 Cent produced a Netflix documentary um, called The Reckoning Diddy, The Reckoning or whatever. And this whole thing that they put together, and they put it and sold it to Netflix. They said they got the permission from the person that was filming Diddy's the days before Diddy went away. It was supposed to be a documentary on Diddy that he was doing. So they's like, we got never before seen footage of Diddy. And the way they went about getting that, whoever was that cameraman, I wouldn't have a part to be with. They call it stolen footage, and a cease and desist was filed. Netflix claimed they did everything the right way, that the footage they obtained was legally done, and that they are the rightful owners of it. I finally watched this damn thing. Reluctantly, I sat and watched it. All 4 episodes. Got up, said, I'm going to watch this morning. I'm going to see where it goes. Yep, I'm going to actually sit back, see where this goes, and go from there. So I'm a little taken aback about almost everything that has transpired so far. What seemed to not really bother me, but it bothers some, is the fact that other people think that, oh, wow, this must be, something new, or it's something different. Everybody that spoke in this documentary had an axe to grind with Diddy and was so unreliable and told so many lies. I've heard so many lies in this documentary. I said, oh, okay, you can't be trusted now. They damn near tried to paint him for the Tupac murder. They tried to paint him for... It's so ridiculous. This whole thing is just a money grab, a cash grab. It's awful. It's like a bad episode of Power. I mean, why 50 Cent did it? Because they waved a bag in front of his face. I think it was done in poor taste. It was a poor decision by Fifth to do it. He just don't care at this point. I don't understand why he did it. Like, to go this route, to go to this extreme, for what? You was cool with Puff. You was mad about the Mace deal till you found out the particulars of the Mace deal and said, oh, okay, I understand why you didn't do the Mace deal. Then you got mad at him over Rick Ross. He brought you into MTV and got you an MTV deal. And you mad at him over Rick Ross because he saved Rick Ross' career while you was trying to get rid of him. That's your only beef you have with Puffy. That's it. But every time you see Puff, this is what you want to do. And all you wanted to do was copy him. He did Ciroc. You went and got you a deal with Effin and said, oh, I could do what he did with Ciroc, I could do with Effin. I'm going to help y'all get up there like Puffy just did. So if it wasn't for Puff doing Ciroc, you'd have never had an Effin deal, no liquor deal. Puff made that happen for you. But yet, this is what happens when people come in You really see who your friends really are. And you see how everybody got away from Diddy. Because their best interest is themselves. They will cross anybody. All right, here you go. What do you want to know? And I'll tell you. You said he's not innocent in doing business with his artists. What did he do that Suge Knight didn't do? That Russell Simmons didn't do? That LaFace Records didn't do? Any record company, Arista, Leor Cohen, what about those people? How come it's always a black guy? He did something wrong. And they dragged their name on television and everything else and said he did this for his artist. Is his job to take care of an artist in their personal life? So it's the record company's job to make sure the artist ain't going to jail. It's the record company's job to make sure that they ain't out here doing crazy stuff in the streets, doing drugs. Who didn't he take care of that he was supposed to? They showed on this documentary about Craig Mack. He didn't take care of Craig Mack. Craig Mack left after one album. How much money was he supposed to get for one album that didn't go platinum? He had a single that went platinum. His record went gold. His follow-up single, that was it. He had a 2-hit single. The album was trash, really. And it went gold. He only had a one hot song. And once they went in the direction of The Player, Big Papa, Champagne, and they was like, they had the idea for his second album, and he was like, nah, I ain't with that. I ain't with that part of the movement. And he wanted out. And Puff let him go. Puff said, you want out? Yeah, I want out. And he gave him his release. He gave him out of Bad Boy. What record company gonna let you go after one album? One album, and he was released. Why would he want out? Because they were going the player route, and he's not a player. And he's like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be no Mack. My last name is Mack. But I ain't no Mack. I ain't no playboy. I ain't gonna be holding champagne bottles. That ain't what I do. And that's the route they was going. And I wasn't with it. So I was like, man, just let me go do my own thing. And he said, you sure you want to leave the family? And he left. And he had no support from Bad Boy. He wanted to make a song dissing Puff, the man who let you out your deal. And he made the second album he wanted to make, and it was trash. And it didn't do nothing. So his career didn't go nowhere. And then Black Rob came and replaced him. Black Rob joined the mob. There ain't no replacing him. Who was dead broke and didn't have $100? Who was dead broke and didn't have $100? Craig Mack was broke and didn't have $100. Who fault is that? You think Puffy owe him money? No, he don't. He was gone. That's on him. He had his own record deal. He got his own record company with whoever he put that album out with. Let him go. That was his business. If he died broke, that's because of him. He made the decision. He signed his own release. When is it gonna be their fault? Their responsibility. Why is that Puffy? That's not Puffy's son. Puffy don't own no half. Puffy ain't got nothing to do with Tupac getting killed or Biggie. Only thing his involvement with Biggie is that he brought him out there. And he was under a false sense of security because Suge Knight was in jail. That's his negligence, but he didn't bring him out there to die and all that. Stop believing these crazy documentaries and garbage. See, that's y'all problem. Y'all so caught up in the theatrics of bullshit, y'all believe nonsense. Why are all bad boy artists broke? Ask the artists why they're broke. Did Mace get paid? You don't see Mace saying he broke. Mace was like he wanted his publishing. But Mace was paid millions of dollars from Bad Boy twice. Huh? G-Dep. What was he supposed to pay G-Dep for? Because he did a murder and admitted to a murder that they wasn't even looking at him for. Because he felt guilty. He turned himself in because he did a murder before he even signed the Bad Boy. Black Rob, on drugs, breaking in people's houses, going into the doggone cabinet, getting drugs because he got a drug problem. And kept going to jail. That's Bad Boy's fault. Shine. Shine was signed to some other dudes and then ignored them and went and signed a deal with Puff, which led to the shooting in the doggone club because they was like, hey, he our artist. How you gonna sign with Puffy? Puff was like, what? And Puff didn't know what was going on because he didn't even know Shine had did business with these dudes and had signed with them. And they had gave him money, which led to a shootout. That was all because of Shine. Had nothing to do with Puff. They was like, hey, man, you stole my artist. So again, how was that Sean Puffy Combs' fault? All these dudes that was on here speaking are liars. All of them was lying. When this dude, like the Tupac, I'm like, dude, you got Tupac's cousin trying to say he think Puff had something to do with it. Because, you know, he got to be in that spot. You got all the Mariah Carey and all this. I'm like, dude, look, y'all bitter. I get it. Y'all made choices that y'all made. Mariah Carey, you wrote the songs and you was paid to write the songs. What you do with your money? All y'all have managers. Where's y'all managers at? Puffy was y'all manager and the record label executive too? No, y'all had your own managers. So where's y'all money? Y'all manager is to manage y'all money. You was getting paid to write the songs. So what did you do? Did you sign paperwork over? Because you have to sign paperwork over if you're not getting publishing. You signed it for the bag. Now that the money gone and you out, now he took all my money, man. I ain't get what I was supposed to get. It's trash. And all these other people who sitting over here believing these lies is unbelievable. I can't believe that Netflix would even pick it up. Because it's nothing but, it's so many lies told. They think by keep putting that disclaimer that Diddy was acquitted for all this at the beginning and end. Look, we put that he was acquitted. So that means you can lie on him for a whole 4 hours? All this was a money grab. It's ridiculous. I'm like, man, all these people, I'm like, what? He did the Tupac murder now? What did he do? He hit JFK? What else did he do? I'm like, my God, this is terrible. They blaming him for the tragedy that happened when them people got stomped on and all of that, and they want to try to pin that on Diddy. He got famous because of that. Yeah, because he stood up, said the police didn't do their job. Why didn't they bring that up in the documentary? He was talking about how the cops didn't help those black people. That most of them died if they was doing any type of journalistic integrity instead of trying to do a hit piece on Puff, actually cover the incident. The police let those black people die. They didn't care. The ambulance was late getting there. So many people that didn't get care passed away. They kept letting more people in. And now, because he's Puff Daddy, now it's, yeah, he got those people killed. Because they bitter. I'm surprised Gene Deal wasn't in this. He been in every goddamn thing else. I'm like, man, I'm shocked. Big Gene missed the documentary? How'd that happen? They had the nerve to have teaser tales in this damn documentary. That's how you know it's fraudulent. When you saw teaser tales who ain't got nothing to do with the damn story, you might as well have DJ Academics in the damn story. What is she doing there? She talking about other creators. And they got all of these guys outside and they're telling these stories. I'm like, yeah, that's what you doing. You spinning what ain't happening in the courtroom. You spinning it. To say the prosecution is winning. The prosecution is winning, and they wasn't. And then the juror, the only thing that was even good about the documentary is the juror. The juror came up and said, look, you can't make sound by yourself. You know, you need two hands to be clapping. That's when the noise gonna happen. You can't say, oh, this is a horrible life, and I leave, and you come back the next day, text messages, sweetie, acting like nothing happening. So it's like you can't cry wolf. You know, if you're gonna leave, leave. Nobody stopped you from leaving. There was no stopping you from leaving. You kept coming back. You went on the next day like nothing ever happened after the hotel incident. That's why they was like, and he ain't being charged for domestic violence, so how's everybody missing that? Teaser tells lies all day. Yeah, but who's behind her? She's got people behind her. That's why she's on Nancy Grace and all these other shows. It's people behind her that's pushing her for her propaganda and all her lies. All these people up in line with no evidence. That's crazy. This lady read a report, Aubrey O'Day or whatever, read a report from somebody, mystery person, that said they saw her just look like she was intoxicated, passed out. Diddy was taking advantage of her and another guy was taking advantage of her mouth. I'm like, she noticed all of this that was going on, never reported any of it. 20 years later, she has full recall of what was happening, detailed. Notice that the person seemed inebriated. I'm like, Who believes this? I was like, this is the most craziest thing I've ever seen. Who believes it? And then they sit up here and tell you something like it's a crime. Did you know that Diddy gets charged if he's in the video? Did you know that Diddy, he gets charged if he produces the record, he gets paid, and he does this, he gets paid? Yes! Just like everybody else. What are you doing? Now, how is he in the video and he's getting paid to be in your video? Yeah. He gets an appearance fee. Whatever the appearance fee is for him being in your video, yes, you have to pay for the studio time. You are the artist. The record company is fronting you the money for your studio, but guess what? You got to pay for it. The food, everything, the drinks, everything that you get there, you have to pay for. It's coming out of your money, not the record label. Everything is a loan. Go ask the G Unit artists how they doing and how they living. They said the same thing about 50. They said the same thing about all these artists. They said the same thing about Jay, right? You see them all now, Beanie Siegel and all of them. Jay didn't do nothing for me. Jay didn't do this. Jay didn't do that. Outlaw, you crazy. That documentary was full of lies. Man, what I saw was a desperate attempt to try to make something a reality that wasn't a reality. And what I saw was disgusting. I saw Sean Diddy Combs have to sit there and have his rights violated. They stealing the material of his own documentary about his life, and then they posting it. And whoever he hired to record it was a scumbag. Then they put Little B in there, another scumbag, who came in there who was broke bum that they found and said, hey, this guy got some talent. He's mad because he didn't get the points off the Love album that he wanted. He already put that out right before he started coming with a lawsuit on some whole other crazy sexual harassment stuff that he never mentioned or talked anything about. He was talking about points on the album. Then he started a GoFundMe for himself. Once that didn't work, then he took it down, and then here come this crazy lawsuit with all these ridiculous claims that keep getting knocked down and thrown out. He got like 20 claims, and like almost all of them are gone. The Cuba Gooding one charge is gone. All these charges of his is getting thrown out. He didn't redacted it. He had UMG in there, and they finally had to take them down because all this stuff is lies and rhetoric. I did feel like he was grooming me. It's like, dude, man, if you want to put out something to get some money, just say that. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm trying to get this bread. They got a bag here, and I'm finna get it. Man, 50 million people watched that. I'm like, 50 million people ain't watched that damn documentary. But don't believe them lies. I'm sad I gave it my view. I had to put thumbs down on it because it's terrible. Especially here in Capricorn Clark. Anybody who say they was kidnapped, went home and had a good night's sleep, got up in the morning, went back to get kidnapped again, and then the kidnappers let them go for 3 straight days, go home and sleep in their bed just to come back and get kidnapped again the next day, and then you said you was kidnapped. I'm just like, I can't believe nothing else you say that come out of your mouth. You're a coke baby who has already had a drug problem and messed up in the head. Your mom died off coke because she was a cokehead. So you expose that to the world. So now, yeah, hit the like button up for the real. Yeah, I mean, Diddy was doing what you wasn't doing, Fifth. He was taking care of your son and your baby mama. She living in the house. Diddy paying for. You should be thanking Diddy. Diddy was taking care of your baby mama, so you didn't have to. All you was doing was giving her some spending money while Diddy was digging her down. Then having a whole bunch of dudes would dig her down. And she loved it. She was loving every minute of it. She went to go watch one in Vegas. Like, oh, they having a freak off in Vegas. I need to get there. Oh, he took all these people money. Is Biggie family not taken care of? Was Miss Wallace struggling? Ever? No. Miss Wallace wasn't struggling. Miss Wallace was good. Meanwhile, Tupac estate was a mess. None of y'all talk this about Suge. Who on death row was getting paid? He didn't pay Pac. Dre didn't get his money. Snoop didn't get his money. Dre was like, I don't care about the money. I'm gone. I just want out. Daz didn't get his money. Corrupt didn't get their money. Nobody got their money. The only people that got paid was Suge. Gotta follow your sergeant's directions or get your ass by the Smith and Wesson. They always do this to black record label owners. When the artists don't understand the business and then they have a manager that they hire, if your manager don't understand the business, that's on them. That's not them. They job to hold your hand. Why they don't ever hold, they throw Master P under the bus. They throw Bear Birdman under the bus. Why do they always throw the record owner under the bus or the record label owner when they're black? Y'all don't ever do it when they sign to a white record label owner. Never see Leora Cohen thrown under a bus. Never saw it ever. When did they throw Leora under the bus? Clive Davis, who was Diddy's under. They never throw Clive under the bus. Stevie Wonder got robbed. Whitney Houston got robbed. Everybody got robbed under Clive Davis. Not one of y'all ever said Clive Davis is robbing his artists. He got them to sign bad contracts. Tommy Mottola. Nobody talked about him except for Michael Jackson. And then he ended up dead. Jimmy Iovine. You think Jimmy give great contracts? No. Eminem had a bad deal. 50 Cent had a bad deal. And they the two biggest artists they got. They built Interscope. Eminem and Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre is the only one that got a good deal. And his deal was all right. But he got Eminem. And Eminem made all the money for them. Then 50 Cent made more money than Eminem. Then they partnered him up and made even more. I explained to y'all how the record business went. I explained to y'all how much they were getting robbed. 50 Cent was making 5 cents an album. Every record sold of Get Rich or Die Trying, he got 5 cents. So 50 Cent wasn't making 50 cents per album sale. Diddy was one of the best people to work for if you was an artist. If you wanted to get signed in this business, Diddy then got a lot of these dudes started and got them into sponsorships and got them deals. And he helped people out that wasn't even signed to his label, including Jay-Z. No, 50 was going to audit the record label to get the rest of his money. See, what Jimmy Iovine did, because he ended up falling out with 50 over the doggone the audio. 50 Cent had SMS Audio, which was a bootleg brand of Beats. They did their own headphones. So he wanted them all to sign up like Dre with the Beats by Dre. Eminem started getting involved with the Beats, and he wanted 50 Cent to be involved. But 50 was like, no, I'm gonna just copy what y'all do, like he did with Ciroc. I'm gonna do that with Effin. I'm gonna go to the competitor and do that and try to get my own deal. I'm gonna use Puffy as the leverage to get the deal. So he gonna say, oh, you see Dr. Dre with Beats? I could do that with yours. SMS Audio. So he went and sold himself, and they said, hey, 50 Cent is with Dre. So now he wears the SMS audio, and then they doing a music video, and it's Beats headphones all in this song they got with Dre, Eminem, and 50 Cent. Like it's a new day or whatever. And 50 Cent come on there, and he's wearing SMS Audio. SMS headphones. In the same video, they got Beats. And when Jimmy Iovine saw that, it was over for 50 Cent. He said, I don't like you. He said that, I don't like you. and to his face. And so that's why he wasn't there when he got his Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was like, no, I'm good now. He was like, shoot, they paid me. See, back then it was ringtones. Ringtones paid you basically what you should have been getting on the album. You made more from ringtones than you did from album sales. This is what I tried to tell y'all about the business. This is why Akon told y'all, he saw that and deliberately started making ringtones, ringtones favorable songs, because he saw the money. And he said, yeah, we got to do that. Rappers are not getting $1 per album. This is what Prince was trying to tell people, like Mariah Carey, who signed a $100 million deal with the record label, which was she was getting $1 per album, and she was getting $100 million. And Prince had to break it down to y'all. Y'all didn't understand the business. Prince was making $100 million and making millions of dollars early off his albums. Because one, he produced the album. He does all the music. He wrote all the songs. So those are a lot of points in the album that's going to Prince and not the record label. This is why he ended up having to fight with Warner Brothers. And that's going to be explained later. So make sure you signed up to my Patreon, which is Carcino for Life, all of y'all, because we're going to explain all of that. You're going to see how that all plays out. See, and if you're going to be an artist and you want to get paid, you should know the business of how you get paid. There's plenty of people that just don't know how they get paid. They go to work every day and don't know how they get paid. Be like, you go to work every day. What does your job do? I don't know. I just work in shipping, man. I just ship this out. How do you get paid? How do you think they come up with your salary? I don't know. I don't care, man. As long as my check here on Friday. And that's how you never succeed. No. Mariah Carey album sold about 5 million copies, right? Almost 10 million records. They sell an album for about $19.95, but if on sale, it might be $12, $13. But naturally, a CD is $20, right? So it's $19.99 in the store, $20. You get paid $1 off each one. So if she sells 5 million records, she got $5 million off that album, right? That's a good deal, right? Each album, 5 million times 20 is what? Now her contract, that $100 million contract is for years. Like that's like 10 years, 7 years down the road. So you getting $1 off of each album sold. And now you got $100 million deal. This your one album, they gonna make $100 million off the rip. Your one album selling 5 million, they gonna make that money right then and there. 50 Cent first album sold diamond, 10 million records. They gave him $1 million signing bonus. His first album, Get Rich or Die Trying, sold about 15 million copies. They spent 20 million almost marketing that album. You think, why would they do all that for 50 Cent? Remember the marketing for Get Rich or Die Trying? If anybody remember 2003 and you old enough to remember it, you know that was everywhere. Everywhere. Like the marketing for Get Rich or Die Trying, the album, it was nothing else that could come out. There was nothing. This is why Jay-Z was like, look, whatever y'all doing, y'all better get it done now and put it out, because when this come out, this is going to be the only thing that's going to it's going to annihilate everything in its path. The company is keeping all the rest of the money. After they pay everybody out, the company is making off good. Mariah's singles and all that stuff, she's selling like 7 million, 8 million records sold. And then the singles is selling 2, 3 million. They ain't got to give you nothing. By the time it looked like Mariah's rich and she's got a good deal, she's getting her little bit of money. But when you look at it at the end of the day, the record company keeping all the points. So they loving it. Your little 100 million don't mean nothing. It's chump change. Now, Get Rich or Die Trying just sold 10 million records. They made over $200 million off that album. They made over 200 million off of one album. Interscope did. Off of the first album. Over 200 million. The singles going double, triple platinum. 5 million sold off the single. They made about 200 million plus off of that album of Get Rich and Die Trying. Over 200 million in revenue. And counting. That thing still is going to this day. So it's over 200 million. 50 Cent got 5 cents per record. $5 per record. Well, if streaming was out, it'd have been different, but All Eyes on Me made over $100 million. That made over, my God, that's like probably 300 to 400 million right now. Man, that's like 300, 400 million for All Eyes on Me. Because each year, that thing, after Pac died, it just went even crazier. So they probably like 400, 500 million involved in All Eyes on Me right now. But that money goes to the Tupac estate. It's a documentary full of lies. So that's when you start looking at big picture and start saying, hey, we doing what we focus on here is what we call best intentions. We do this with the best intentions in mind. Everybody who was in here really had an axe to grind, except for the girl that was in Diddy Dirty Money. Like she was being genuine. Like, look, I really didn't see any of this. And I didn't, that's not the Diddy. I don't align with her stories. And you could tell who lying and who not, because it came out in trial. All these people was put on the stand already. You got to see them lie, and they whole existence was lies. Like Capricorn Clark, her kidnapping story, that ruined everything she ever did. Mark Curry, mad he broke. All this stuff is people doing stuff for a bag. They will lie and say any damn thing they can come up with. Kirk Burrows. Why did you sign over your 25%? I don't know. He was standing over me with a bat. I ain't signing this. He gonna have to hit me with a bat. What did you want that you had to sign over your 25%? You must have been blowing your money and doing something stupid. And he don't have to have a bat over your head to make you sign over your 25%. You could say, oh, I did that under duress. So whatever money you took, and you was still working for the company. He said he was going to give it back. Dog, what kind of dope are you on? Who does business like that? Yo, just sign over your 25%. I'm going to give it right back, homie. All right. Who does business like that? You sound stupid. You're too stupid to be working there. I'm like, do they even hear how they sound? I'm like, y'all sound real stupid. Too stupid to be working in that position anyway. Then you got Roger Bonds, the bodyguard. Yo, I was going back and forth to prison, and he gave you a chance to get your life together, and it's his fault. You weren't taking care of your business. Let me guess. Diddy supposed to take care of you the rest of your life and take care of your sons? That's crazy. I've never seen grown men look to another grown man to take care of them. That's crazy. It's like, dude, you was hired and you was like vice president and you was the bodyguard. Where's your money? You wasn't saving your money. You blowing it. You doing whatever. What is you doing? You was getting paid. You weren't just kicking it. You know how I know this situation? Because I've been around Floyd. And I'm not the only one that was there. Other people was there on salary, being paid by Floyd. I was never paid by Floyd. So he was never paying me. I don't even know if he know he wasn't paying me. But never was paid by them. But I was there when Floyd told everybody. He was getting ready to fight Conor McGregor. I'm right there. He told everybody right then and there. He said, hey, I love y'all. Because after every fight, he go back to his mama house and everybody would watch the fight like the next day. We'll all have a big party at his mom's house. My boy was the DJ. He gonna come out and do his thing. Everybody's name is at the security, so ain't nobody coming in who ain't supposed to. And we in Floyd's mom's house, and it's like being at your auntie house or somebody. It's real hood, you know. It's just like it's a big home, you know, just like it would be any other day. And he just talked to everybody, and he said, "Look, I hope y'all got everything, you know, y'all business together, and use whatever." Get whatever y'all could get using me to get it. Like saying, hey, Floyd, my guy, and this and this and this, I want to get this set up. Hope y'all did all of that and got yourselves together because I'm not going to be taking care of nobody no more. I'm retired. This is it. Matter of fact, that wasn't a McGregor fight. That was the Andre Berto fight. That was the Andre Berto fight. He told everybody that. That wasn't even a McGregor fight. Sorry about that. He told people that in the Berto fight. That I hope y'all got everything y'all was going to get. Because this is it. I'm not taking care of everybody no more. You know, y'all going to have to fend for yourselves. So hopefully y'all built yourselves up doing what y'all got to do. So it's time to go out and, you know, y'all got to take care of yourselves. They was looking like, does he mean it? Some of them was looking like that. So he was like, look, I hope y'all, you know, use my name to get whatever y'all can get because this is it. I'm not taking care of nobody no more, just my family. Just my family. That's what they do. They start spending money. And I'm like, how do you spend money? That's weird because normally everything's on the company. Like, if you look at when we was with Floyd and we going everywhere, Floyd was paying. I tried to pay my own. And they was like, don't do that. Don't do that. They stopped me from paying for myself. Because I'm like, look, I can pay for my own food. I don't need him to pay for me. They was like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I was like, why? Why not? They was like, he'll take that as disrespect. Like you too good or something. Like, and I was like, all right, I ain't trying to be disrespectful. I went over and thanked him. I said, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the meal and everything. So I wasn't being disrespectful. I was just saying, I can pay for my own food. I don't need him to pay for my food. Well, most of them didn't. Because some of them come in and they all talk bad about him. Oh, they all talk bad about him when it's all over. That's what they do. And he know it was going to come. He's like, when I'm, because he told me, he said, half these people in this room, I give them 1 year. They're going to be talking about how much they hate me. And he was right. He didn't have cousins steal from him, bodyguards steal from him. Girlfriends steal from him. Best friends betray him, just like anybody else. But you never seen anybody in his position who had that kind of money and that kind of fame come back and deal with people in the hood as much as him. Never seen it. People like him, they don't come back to the hood because people try to kill you. That's why blacks don't come back to the hood when they get money. Because they say, well, people gonna try to kill you in the hood. They don't look at you as inspiration on what they could be. They look at you as, you insulting me. Come in here with your fame. You got your money, now leave. I've seen that happen many a different times. They say, hey, I can't do this no more. What can't you do no more? This. What's this? Man, I just can't do this no more. And then the money's gone. Then everybody's looking stupid. And they showing Diddy sitting there waiting to get arrested. The whole time you got Diddy sitting there waiting to get arrested. I told you when I saw Diddy was probably 3 times. And each time I saw him, there wasn't no problems. He wasn't was he on drugs? Maybe he was paranoid because he didn't know who the hell I was. The first time I met him, he was, who is that guy? Once he said, no, that's my guy. He all right. He was, oh, okay, hey, you know, like, hey, you all good. And we never had a problem again. Once he realized I don't care about him. He was like, oh, this dude don't even care about me being around. So all of these different aspects was brought up. So they started asking more questions. It was like, okay, now what started Diddy down this dark path? Dark path? What, his drugs and all that? Fame. Fame get a lot of these people. Fame get a lot of these people. And abuse goes both ways sometimes. But they want to highlight when a man hit a woman, but a woman can hit a man and there's no problems. And I feel like that's something that shouldn't be ignored. Cassie was violent against Sean Diddy Combs herself, and she's admitted to being violent with him. There's others that said they have witnessed her be violent with Sean Diddy Combs. She testified in court that she was violent against him as well. So both of them were in a toxic relationship. They shouldn't have been together at all. Where did it start to go wrong? Who knows? But Diddy being hooked on drugs is a constant. And yes, it's true. He was hooked on drugs. He had a problem with drugs. And yes, drugs do have an effect on people. It's not an excuse. It's not a reason for his actions. But yeah. But what he do in his sexual life and all that, you got the sex work on there, who's in there telling a whole different story now than what he been telling on YouTube while the trial was over. He telling about, he on YouTube 4-5 times a week telling, oh, Cassie was a big old hoe. She liked it. She did this and this. And now in the documentary, you trying to go back to the court testimony stuff that you was trying to say, making it look like Diddy. Oh, Diddy, he was definitely directing all of it. And then they was collecting my stuff. And then sometimes I would jump in, and he would jump in, and we taking turns. I'm like, that ain't never happened, bruh. Now everything you saying is in question. Because you telling two different stories now. You see, I'm somebody you ain't gonna be able to pull that on because I didn't seen what you didn't say it on YouTube. I didn't seen it. So now you can't come up here and start saying this crap. Everybody want to change their stories up. Man, Fifth should be ashamed for this. He make too much real material than to put this crap out. Yeah, this reckoning crap is garbage. I would not recommend it, watching it at all. I don't give it 1 star. I give it the finger. Go, stop making a money grab to try to get some money. Just take everybody's attention away. Go make something of quality. Fifth, you better than this. Whatever personal you got against Diddy, it was never at this point. Well, you got to think about it. There's so many different, levels for them to take this. But any other record executives, they don't go down this road. You ever notice that? They never get put on this pedestal where they got to go down this road. Never. It's always some BS. Yeah. Held against their will. I've never seen somebody claim to be kidnapped. They let them, and you testify in court, they let you go home, sleep in your bed, then send a car to pick you up again in the morning, and you get in the car and go. You don't go to the cops, but you keep going back to the kidnappers so they can take you and kidnap you and hold you again. I just don't know. I'm like, is people listening to this? And then y'all wonder why he got not guilty. I'm like, did you listen to the trial? We went through the transcript, so we know what was said. It was pathetic. Puffy is not a saint. Who is a saint? Shoot, I like 50 music. It's the unit all day. But 50 ain't no saint either. The same woman that's talking about Diddy, that's the same woman he done put hands on, and she accused him of SA. How many times did 50 get accused of putting hands on women? Too many to count. Setting a woman's house on fire, his baby mama house, while they still in the house. How many times was he accused of that? From his baby mama. So if you want to say somebody ain't a saint, that's the wrong messenger. You're sending the wrong messenger, son. So ain't nobody really a saint. Shoot. David was God's favorite. Remember? The Lord's favorite was David. And what did David do? He was sleeping with this dude's wife because he wanted her. She was pregnant with his baby. So he sent dude to war because he was the king. David sent him to war to go on the front lines so he could die. And he did die. And God said, I'm going to punish you for it. And the baby was a stillborn. But he was God's favorite. Do you know why he was God's favorite? Because he was really regretful. He really repented. He really was messed up by that. He was really sorry. But he was a bad king. But he was God's favorite. So, everybody want to know the original 12 that walked with Jesus. Who were their mothers? They mothers did not come from marriage. They came from concubines. See, everybody back then had a wife, and they had about 3 concubines. See, the wife couldn't but she couldn't be busy having all them babies and doing everything else. So the concubines was there for you to get your roll off and have some babies with. So all these women, the 12, Reuben, Benjamin, all of them. Did you know that all of them came from the concubines? So all this out of wedlock and all that, Israel, Jacob, is out of wedlock. Am I wild or am I telling the truth? This is how it was written. I'm not the author of this book, but this is the book that people claim they sanctified and they know about. So you stop me when I told a lie. When I tell a lie, you stop me. Mm-hmm. Why being a great guy is not a crime. There's no law saying you gotta be a great guy. The people that's on TV telling you Diddy's an animal, none of them great. That's why I'm like, shoot, 50, no, he can't talk. That's the wrong messenger. When they was 50s making a doc, I'm like, oh, that's the wrong messenger. They better get somebody else. But anyway, go on my Patreon today. We're going to talk more about these record contracts, and we're going to get into the specifics on the money. I'm quite sure y'all want to hear that, right? All right, then go over there to the Patreon, and I'll see y'all in a bit. All right? Love, peace, and hair grease. We out. Don't forget to subscribe, join the memberships, all of that. We out.